How to manifest abundance while you sleep. How amazing would it be if you could go to sleep at night and you could do a particular thing that almost guarantees you will attract more wealth, more abundance, you will have more ideas on how to do that while you sleep. How amazing would that be? Well, in this video, I want to actually give you a strategy that's going to help you do that, how to really start bringing abundance about in your life while you sleep. It's a very simple thing to do. You can do it passively. But if you do this every single night and you stick to it consistently, magical things can start to happen in your life. I'm going to go over exactly what it is, how to do it, best practices when it comes to it, coming up next. All right, guys, welcome to the video. My name is Dave, and this is HeartSpace if you're new to the channel, where we are creating videos every single day to help you live life in your way. And to me, living a life of abundance is definitely going to be an amazing tool as you continue to live life on your terms. Having that financial freedom, having the freedom of not really needing to worry about things in that realm is so amazing. And so we create videos like that all the time. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell icon so you don't miss any of the videos. We also cover topics, on a wide range of spiritual topics, some practical topics, a bunch of different things. So if that's interesting to you, again, hit that subscribe button and bell icon. Now in this video, I want to go over a little technique that I really love. I used to do this all the time. I'm getting back into doing it, which is why I'm making the video on it. I was reminded of it. And it's a way to manifest abundance while you sleep. And no, this is not pseudoscience. This is not some woo-woo thing. I got this idea from someone called Dr. Lipton, who is someone who I believe he's a neuroscientist. I can't remember his exact title, but he's someone who's been researching the brain for a very, very long time. And especially things like the idea of how you can influence the brain, how you can influence the subconscious mind. And in fact, if you look up Dr. Bruce Lipton on YouTube, you can find a lot of amazing videos where he covers more of these ideas. If I remember to, I'll leave one in the description that I like, where he goes over why it is you can manifest abundance while you sleep, how you can rewire your brain for success, for wealth, and all these different things. But today I want to give you one of the main techniques he gives. And what's so magical about this is that it doesn't require much work to do, and it's done in a very passive way. What you're doing is allowing your brain to just do what it does naturally in order to rewire yourself for abundance. And the only extra thing you have to do is you do this before bed, and essentially you set yourself up for success if you keep doing this thing. So let's go over exactly what it is. And I'm also going to go over why it works. So what you have to understand is when you're sleeping, you are in what's called a different brainwave state. There are actually five, but we're going to focus on 4 different brainwave states. We're not going to focus on gamma. That's a topic for another video and something I'm only learning about right now. But these other brainwave states I've been learning about for a couple of years now. And essentially what they represent is your brainwave states moving at a certain frequency measured in a measurement called hertz. And essentially the higher the frequency, the more usually active you are, and the slower the frequency, the more usually calm you are, peaceful, like think meditative type states. So for example, right now I'm more likely in a beta. I could possibly be in some kind of low alpha if I'm in flow, but it's essentially a beta brainwave state. This is the more wakefulness brainwave state. So most likely you're in beta right now. You might even be in high beta or low beta. I can't remember which side of the scale it is if you're really focused on this video. If you're distracted, you're in what would be, I think, called low beta, which is not really a good state. It's a very distracted state, one that a lot of people find them in. But if you're in high beta, it usually means you're very focused in, and you're just on that border of alpha, which is like flow state. Alpha is, for example, if you play sports and you're in the zone, you can think of that as the alpha state. If you're doing a project or something and you're just in the zone and time seems to be flying by, or you think it is, and then 30 minutes goes by and you've done like 4 hours worth of work in 30 minutes, usually in an alpha state. But that's not the states we're actually going to talk about, because while you're asleep, there are 2 main states that you're in that are very, very interesting. And the 2 states are called theta and delta brainwave state. Now, theta brainwave state is a state you can think of as a meditative state. When you're meditating and you're actually really getting into those meditative states where you almost forget about your body and physical reality for a bit, and you really are absorbed in your inner world in a meditative state, you're usually in what's called theta. It's a very calming, very peaceful state. Your brain waves are going pretty slow. I believe theta is at like 5 to 8 hertz or somewhere around there, where Delta is more at 2 hertz. There's some construction going on, but we're going to keep going because can't wait to do it. But Delta is even slower brain wave states. And so when you're asleep, you are naturally in these states. Now, you can, of course, put yourself in theta by meditating, but it takes a little bit of practice to be able to get into theta. And delta, you can also get into through meditating, but that is very hard to get into while meditating. You need to be a very trained meditator, have been doing it for a very long time to consistently get into delta. And so why this is so effective is because through sleep, you are naturally in these states. Now, why is it these states are so important while you sleep, and how can they prime you for abundance while you sleep? Well, here's the thing. You have what's called a subconscious mind. That's where all your belief patterns are. That's where your personality is. That's where how you view the world, where it basically is stored. When you're in the beta state, you have no access to your subconscious. You're very conscious. When you're in the alpha state, this doorway to your subconscious starts opening a little bit, but still it's relatively shut. When you hit theta, boom, the doorways, the floodgates for your subconscious mind just open up, and you can suddenly get in there and really influence your subconscious mind. You could put in belief systems that you want. You could reprogram yourself, rewire your subconscious mind. Now, why is this so beneficial, and why is this going to help us attract abundance in our life? It's very simple. The reason people do not attract abundance in their life, if they're not already, is because of their belief systems. It's because they think that the world is filled with lack. It's because they think things like money doesn't grow on trees. It's because they don't have abundance belief systems. You will never manifest abundance in the physical world if you, in your inner world, in your subconscious mind, you don't believe you can. If you have thoughts like, it's only some people who can be abundant, not me, I'm just one of the ones who wasn't lucky enough for that to happen, you will never manifest abundance. Now, the thing about belief systems, though, they're very hard to change, and you can never change them if you're in beta. Like, it's basically like trying to hit your head against the wall, hoping that your belief system will change. When with theta, you can think of it as you're able to dig under the wall or just climb over the wall, or just go around the wall. That's what theta essentially allows you to do, to just get right in there, or even better, you can just think of the walls opening up to you when you come with the key, which is theta state. And so by putting yourself in this state, you have access to your subconscious mind. But again, you can do that, and there are things you can do while you're awake to do that, meditation, things like that. But again, 8 hours a night, you are in this state for hours at a time. Same with delta. So how do we take advantage of this? Well, Bruce Lipton recommends using something like this to essentially brainwash yourself at night. And what you do is you play a pre-recorded affirmation track with certain belief systems that you want to program into your subconscious mind. And you play them with certain music that induces theta, on a very suggestive, whispery type volume. You're not having it loud, so it's keeping you awake. It's almost like you're whispering certain things to yourself. But your subconscious will pick up on them, especially if it's in theta. And so what this is it's simply just a blindfold like you'd wear at night, but it has earphones in the sides of it right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link down below to where you can get this. I'll just give you an Amazon link, and I'll give you a few others. I'm actually going to upgrade this one. It's served me well, but it gets sometimes a little hot here in Thailand wearing this. So I'm going to get one that's a little more cooling. But what you do is you can go on YouTube and actually find sleep tracks that are not only calibrated at certain hertz, so it encourages you to be in theta state, but it will play affirmations. It'll play programming for your subconscious mind. And then suddenly, if you're doing this every single night, while you're in theta and delta naturally, because you can't help but be in theta and delta when you sleep, you're gonna be in it if you sleep long enough. If you sleep a good 6, 7, 8 hours, you will be in theta state. You will be in delta state. You will be in these suggestible states. And so, if you wear this and you listen to these recorded programs, while you sleep, suddenly, let's say you sleep 8 hours a night, you have 8 hours every single day in a 24-hour period where you are allowing, when you are in a theta state the most, programming that you have selected to be wired into your subconscious. And I say selected, I point at you and say selected very, very deliberately, because most of the belief patterns that are in your subconscious mind, you did not choose. They were formed when you were a kid, 0 to 7. Because when you're 0 to 7, if you didn't know this, you're like a sponge because you're actually in theta state from 0 to 7 more often than not. And then when you hit 8, 9, 10, you start moving more into the state that we're all in usually, which is beta. But you're in that absorption state, that sponge state where you're absorbing that. But every single night, again, while you sleep, you're again in this state. And so by playing this and putting abundant affirmations on it, by playing these tracks where you're priming yourself to have better beliefs about money, abundance, and all these different things, you will start to notice your belief systems while you're awake change. You will start to notice that you're no longer saying things like money doesn't grow on trees. You're no longer moaning about money. You're no longer all this stuff. And you might even notice pretty quickly as you start to rewire, you need to do this for a few weeks for it to start becoming a habit. But once you do, you might start to notice, holy crap, more money is coming into my life. Holy crap, things are changing for me financially. I think about money a lot differently now. And I don't even remember doing anything. That's right, because you are just using what your mind, your brain goes through naturally to your advantage. It's going through those theta and delta wave states anyway. So why not take advantage of that to rewire yourself, program yourself while you sleep anyway, passively, to be more primed to receive abundance, to believe these things. Now, again, this can be any belief system. So if you want to program any belief system in there into your subconscious, this is a great way to do it. Now, how do you get these affirmation tracks? There are people you can buy them from. You can get free ones from YouTube that you can download or just plug in your phone and have overnight. One thing I like to do, and I have done, is I will make my own. So if you know anything about editing, if you know anything about creating videos or audio files, what I will do is I will pick usually only 5 to 10 affirmations that I really want to program in there, and I will record myself saying them, and then I will repeat them with nice music and everything I need to make sure I'm getting a good night's sleep. And everything else, and I will make it an 8-hour-long track. Now, the power of this is your brain is going to be, or your subconscious is going to much more quickly accept the programming when it's your voice. Because when you think, you actually usually think in your voice. When I take a moment to just think a thought, it's always in the voice I tend to hear when I'm speaking, or relatively that voice. So my thoughts are usually in that voice. So when I'm programming this affirmation track, if I use my own voice instead of that of another person's, it actually makes it more likely that my subconscious will pick up on it, will take it in more quickly. And so that is something that you can do if you want to look into doing that. Maybe I'll even make a video on how to make your own affirmation track. It's actually pretty simple. And I will, if you want, just let me know in the comments and I'll help you make that. But guys, this is how you start to manifest abundance, how you start to attune yourself to abundance while you sleep. Again, if you really say you want to bring more abundance into your life, if you're really struggling with money and you want to change your beliefs around money so that you can actually change your situation around money to fill your emotional bank account so you can fill your physical bank account, then you have no reason not to do this. Again, this little thing right here, I think this thing cost me about $15 to $20. And again, there are free affirmation tracks you can start with on YouTube that'll get you going. And again, as long as you just show up and do it, as long as you every single night put it on again, that low volume, look at some Dr. Bruce Lipton videos on how to do this as well if you want to find out more about it. But so long as you show up every night and do this, you will start to influence your subconscious and you can start seeing changes in a matter of weeks. But if you keep doing this consistently for months and even longer, I mean, I can guarantee that differences will be made, that changes will occur in a positive way for you. So guys, that is how you manifest abundance while you sleep. Such a simple technique, such an amazing tool. Like, our minds are amazing, guys. Our subconscious is amazing. The fact that we're in theta and delta waves while we're sleeping is amazing. It's almost just perfect for you to be able to facilitate your own kind of change. And it's amazing that all it takes is being able to play a track while we sleep to influence our subconscious. But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter how amazing or how simple this is, it's only going to work if you do it. And so I really do invite you to do it because I really want you to have lasting change. I really want this to work for you. I don't want it to just be an idea for you. I want it to be something that actually influences you in a positive way and helps change your life in the way that you want it to change. So please, I implore you, I invite you to actually implement this technique instead of just watching this video and going off and not doing it, and then, maybe wondering why you're not having more money come into your life, or more abundance, or more wealth. All right, so please apply it. That's where the magic starts to happen, with the application. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope this has been informative to you. I hope you will utilize this technique. Take a look at some Dr. Bruce Lipton videos. He's a really great guy. Another guy who is he's just trying to do good in the world, help people out. As always, I love you, and I will see you in the next one.